And good evening. It's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. Spokane Steve Aquilon here. Yeah, sorry if I threw you guys. I moved it up 30 minutes. Basically, I was watching some home videos of my snowbird trip to Morro Bay, California last year, and man, I was starting to fight to keep my eyes open, so I thought I better move this up. See if I can get it in. Okay, get these guys moved over. It's a day game at Wrigley and a night game for me. It's the Philadelphia Phillies at the Chicago Cubs. First, let's take a look at our standings. In the American League, we have a three-way tie. Minnesota, Cleveland, and Baltimore, all 8-2. The Tigers are 2 back, the Senators 3, White Sox are 4 out, Kansas City 4.5, California and Boston 5. The Yankees at 3-10, 6.5 back. You can see their actual one loss on this date. So that was their real life record on this date. Cleveland started the year 10-0 in real life. Their actual season one-loss record. And then you get into things down here. Home road, the home team 31-27. Road teams 27-31. Like for Baltimore, 5-1 at home, 3-1 on the road, 4-1 against lefty starters, 4-1 against righty starters, 1-0 in extra innings, 4-1 in one-run ball games, and they've won three in a row. There's their streak. So that's from the Windows game again. Pretty cool. Let's take a look at the National League. You have the Dodgers a game and a half ahead of the Phillies, who are going to try to pick up a half game here tonight. The Pirates a game back. The Giants 2. They picked up a full game yesterday, and they won and the Dodgers lost. Astros 3.5 back. The Braves picked up a half a game today with that extra inning win. They're 8-9 now, 4.5 back. Cardinals and Reds 6, Mets 7. Cubs play tonight. They're 2-11. In real life, they were 3-10 at this point on the way to a 59-win season. So pretty close. And good evening, Gerald, and welcome. I'm just trying to gauge the interest in these later games. If I'm going to play 2 games a day, the other choice would be to play several hours before 1 p.m. But then usually I'm overlapping with Jeffrey Guterman's 3.5-hour game. And I'd rather not do that. Sometimes it's going to happen, obviously. It can't be avoided, but I try to keep it to a minimum. Jim Bunning will be on the mound for the Phillies. Dick Ellsworth for the Cubs. Both fine pitchers having good seasons. Let's see what they're doing in the replay. For the Phillies in the replay, Bunning's made 3 starts, 2 complete games. He's 3-0 with a 2.49 ERA, 25 1/3 innings, only 16 hits allowed. Ellsworth has made 2 starts. He's 0-1, but with a very respectable 3.55 ERA. 12 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. And good evening, Mike C. Nice to see some of the same guys back that were here for the afternoon game. That is indeed encouraging. I've got my hot tea now. Too late for coffee for me unless I want to be up all night. And the last few nights, boy, I've been staying up later and later. Can't seem to get to sleep. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get to the lineups here. For the Phillies, it will be Tony Taylor leading off at second base. Johnny Callison in right field. Dick Crode is at shortstop. Dick Allen in the cleanup spot playing third base. Harvey Keene gets a start in left field today. He'll bat 5th. Bill White, the first baseman. Jackie Brandt in center field. Bob Uecker will do the catching and hit 8th, and Jim Bunning, of course, 9th. And as you guys know, just saying the name Bob Uecker puts a smile on my face. Absolutely, Mike and Gerald. Yeah, it's a. And there's CMP. Welcome. Yeah, we got a season coming up, don't we? Pitchers and catchers in what? A week, roughly? Here's the Cub lineup for you. It's going to be Adolfo Phillips leading off in center field. And Jimmy Stewart at second base. Billy Williams is in left field today. So DeRocher apparently flip-flopped his outfielders, put Williams from right to left and Brown from left to right. Brown the slightly better throwing arm. I wonder if that's what motivated his thinking there. I mean, if anybody was going to take advantage of something small like that, it would have been DeRocher. Ron Santo at third base hits cleanup. Ernie Banks is back in the lineup. Good to see Ernie back in the lineup. At first base, hitting fifth. Brown, as I said before, moves back to right field. Randy Hundley will be the catching and hit seventh. Don Kessinger is at shortstop, and Dick Ellsworth, the pitcher, bats ninth. And welcome, Yankee Bob. Pleasure to have you, sir. I've got my tea. I'll give you some numbers as we go through the game. Let me get this back in position. And the Cubs take the field. Like I say, a night game for me. Day game for the Cubs, of course. Just over 4,000 in the park on a Friday day game. April 29th, the first of a 3-game set. And Ellsworth is ready to go now as Tony Taylor steps in. Tony Taylor off to a very slow start. He's only played in 7 of the Phil's 11 games. He's batting .188, 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. Ellsworth, the lefty, gets his sign from Hundley. Here's the windup and the pitch. A 2-9 against the left-hander, a fly ball into left field and playable for Billy Williams. Williams there to make the catch, 1 down, and we are underway. And here's Johnny Callison now. Callison comes in hitting .375. He's played every game for the Phillies. He's got a homer and 5 RBIs. Left on left now, Ellsworth into the windup. The pitch is a 1-5, and he draws the walk. So a 1-out walk to Callison. He's a star 15 stealer. Ellsworth a 0 hold, Hundley a 0 arm. So they'll have to hold Callison on. That'll make him a 1-13. And Dick Grote will come to the plate. Grote hitting .257, 1 home run, 6 ribbies. Ellsworth from the stretch now. Pitch to Grote, a 1-8. It's a grounder to third, and that's going to be 2. It's Santo down to Stewart to first, double play. So 5-4-3 will end the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. At the end of half an inning, Phillies nothing, Cubs coming to bat. And Franklin Long made it in time for the first pitch today. How about that? Welcome, Franklin. And hopefully the O's won't... Well, they got their number 1 starter, didn't they? That was the piece they were missing. An exciting ball club for sure. Give me just a second. I'm going to have some water and try to clear my throat a little. Okay, sorry about that. I've got the tea with lemon and honey. Sometimes you just need a good drink of water. Here's Adolfo Phillips to lead it off for the Cubs. Played in 6 games, 15 at-bats. He is 5 for 15, a homer and 5 RBIs. Remember, he hasn't been with the Cubs long. He came over on September 21st. April 21st, I want to say. from the Phillies in the big Beckert trade. Not Beckert, Jenkins. And Larry Jackson, Bob Buell going to the Phillies. Here's Bunning now. He's had 3 starts. He's been absolutely amazing so far. He gets his sign from Euchre. There's the pitch to Phillips. A 5-11 to the righty. Fly ball into right field. That's Callison. Drifting under it now, 1 away. And here's Jimmy Stewart playing second base today. Beckert gets a day off. Stewart a switch hitter. Batting lefty against Bunning. Stewart's 0 for 2 this season. He's been in 3 games. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. I imagine his 2 at-bats came as a pinch hitter most likely. Bunning into the windup. The pitch to Stewart, a 2-7. Struck him out. So Stewart down on strikes, 2 away. And here's Billy Williams. Boy, the Cubs really could use Billy Williams getting on track. He comes into the game hitting 192, only 1 homer and 5 RBI. So if you want to look, there's any reasons why the Cubs are 2-11, that's a big one right there. Bunting into the windup. Pitch to Williams on a 280, pops him up left side. Taylor under it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bunting. We played an inning in Wrigley, and there is no score. Just getting underway here. So pull up a chair, spend about an hour or so with me. I do appreciate the company. That's right, Franklin. He's got... I'd like you to meet a very good friend of mine. Dick Allen will lead it off for the Phillies now. Allen hitting .442 on the young season, 5 home runs, 15 runs batted in, 13 scored. In addition to those 5 home runs, he has 3 doubles and a triple. And we all know what kind of damage this card can do against left-handed pitching. Ellsworth into his windup now. The pitch is a 2-6, fly into center field. That's a can of corn for Adolfo Phillips. Makes the catch 1 away. Boy, anytime you see a left-hander gets Dick Allen out, you almost breathe a sigh of relief. Check out that 66 Allen card if you don't know what I mean. Most of you guys already do. Here's Harvey Keene now. Keene also has only batted 4 times this season. He's 1 for 4. Ellsworth into the windup. The pitch to Keene. 1-9 against the lefty. It's a fly to left field and playable. Williams is there. And quickly there are 2 outs. Keene was sold to the Phillies a couple of days after the Jenkins-Jackson deal, so I can't help but think that might have been a conditional part of that trade, maybe. It doesn't say anything about that. But I'm thinking it's possible. 2 down, and here's Bill White, left on left. White hitting .289, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs, ties Allen for the club lead. Left on left now, 3-7, fly to center field. Phillips back a bit. He's there now and makes the catch for the out. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Dick Ellsworth. And both pitchers looking very sharp here in the early going. As we go to the bottom of the second, Ron Santo to lead things off for Chicago. Santo comes in hitting .273, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Bunning gets his sign from Euchre now, the windup. Santo is a 4-8 single to 17 on a 6. That's going to be down for a base hit. And Santo has a leadoff single here in the second inning. So Santo aboard, nobody out. No threat to steal. And here's Ernie. Banks also having a subpar season so far. He's batting a meager 186, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. And his home run, if I remember correctly, was a pinch hit home run. Bunting from the stretch to Banks, 2-7 against the righty. It's a fly ball to center field. That's going to be playable for Brandt. He drifts over a bit and makes the catch for the out. 1 down, and Byron Brown will be the hitter. Byron comes in hitting 133, 4 for 30, no home runs, only 1 RBI. From the stretch, Bunning's pitch is a 6-2. High fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Keane. It's gone. Oh my God, 2-run shot, Byron Brown. His first home run of the year, and he's just tripled his RBI count with 1 swing of the bat. Let's take another look at it. 6-2, homer to 16, the roll is a 5. He does indeed have the power. And on a 2-run homer by Byron Brown, the Cubs take a 2-0 lead. How about a tournament, then a World Series? Here's Hundley now. Hundley leads the club with 9 RBIs, 267, a pair of home runs. The windup in the pitch from Bunting on a 2-6, high fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Keane. That's off the wall. It's a 20. It's going to be a double for Hundley. And the Cubs are teeing off on Bunting here in the 2nd inning. Let's take another look. 2-6, right-handed. Homer to 13. The roll is a 20. Hundley in with a stand-up double. And here's Don Kessinger now. Kessinger switch hitter batting left. Runner on second, 1 down. Bunting gets his sign. Pitch to Kessinger, a 110. That's a single 2 stars, and another run will come in. Holy cow. RBI for Kessinger. Hundley comes in to score. And it's 3-0 Chicago. And the fans are loving it. The Cubs come in 2-11. Showing some signs of life here in this game so far against a pitcher who came into the game with very impressive numbers. Dick Ellsworth will be the hitter now, left-handed hitter, 2W. Runner on first. Ellsworth, a B bunter, he's going to lay it down on an 8 successful sacrifice bunt. So sacrifice hit Dick Ellsworth. Kessinger moves into second with 2 down. And Adolfo Phillips will try to pick him up. 3-0 Chicago here in the bottom of the 2nd. Bunting gets his sign now. Pitch to Phillips, a 3-8. High fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Keane. That's off the wall. Brandt going to pick that up. Kessinger in to score. Brandt gets it back in. Phillips has an RBI double, and it's 4-0 Cubs. Ho, ho, ho. They're all over Bunting. They might knock him out in the 2nd inning. How incredible would that be? This team's been pretty lifeless all season. And they're teeing off against one of the best. I mean, never mind his small sample size playoff mark of 3-0, 2.49. Look at the card. 19-14, 2.41, 41 starts, 314 innings, 252 strikeouts. And there's action now in the Philadelphia bullpen. They've got Chris Short, the lefty, and Roger Craig, the righty, throwing down there already. And here's Jimmy Stewart. Struck out his first time up. Batting left-handed. Pitch from Bunning on a 6-4, a fly to center field X. That's going to be Brandt. Brandt a 3-E5 as he ranges to the gap. And here's the play on a 13. He makes a fine running catch to retire the side. But the Cubs score 4 runs in the bottom of the second on 5 hits and leave a man. And they take a 4-0 lead into the third. And Bunning damn near got knocked out. One more run would have done it. Ellsworth getting ready to go now. It'll be the bottom of the order for the Phils. Brandt, Euchre, and Bunning. 1 second, I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. Okay, we're set to go. Here's Jackie Brandt standing in. Brandt comes into the game batting .320. No home runs, 3 runs batted in. Ellsworth, 1-4 against the lefty. It's a fly ball to right field. That's going to be playable for Brown. He's right there. 1 away, and here's Bob Euchre. Euchre actually a decent card against left-handers. Here's Ellsworth's pitch now. It's a 5-9, high fly ball to left field. He's an in. Back goes Williams. It's a double off the wall. Williams gets it back in as Euchre rounds and steams into second base. So a 1-out double for Bob Euchre. And here's Bunning, a right-handed hitter, 2W. Ellsworth the windup. Pitch to Bunning, a 6-7 grounder to second base X. That will be Stewart, a 4E41. Hold your breath on this one. Here's the roll on the play. It's an 11. The error rating is an 8 on a 41, and Stewart boots it. So no real surprise there. E4, Euchre to third. And that will be an error on Chicago. Runners at the corners, 1 away, and here's Tony Taylor. Taylor flew out to left his first time up. Runners at the corners, 1 down. The Cubs will play the infield at double play depth. Ellsworth from the stretch now to Tony Taylor, a 4-3 to the right-hander. Grounder to third base X, that's Santo. Gold glove caliber at a 1E27. This could be true. On a 15, Santo to Stewart to first, double play. And that'll get Ellsworth off the hook here in the third. A brilliant play by Santo, 5-4-3X. The side is retired. No runs a hit, they leave one. That's kind of crooked there, but that's all right. It is what it is. It's readable. Euchre for MVP, a double for Bob Euchre. And CMP, your first ever set, really. Which set is it again? I missed part of the chat, I guessed. Part of the order for the Cubs in the bottom of the inning, Williams, Santo, and Banks, all 3 in the Hall of Fame. Bunning ready to work now. Gets the sign from Euchre. Here's the windup on the pitch. It's going to be a 3-4 against the righty. High fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Callis, and it's gone. Billy Williams has his 2nd home run of the year. Oh my God, and Bunning is not fooling anybody today. 3-4 to 15. The roll is a 1. And Williams lofts a deep fly ball over and out to right field. Wow, and good information there on Bunny from Bob and Gerald. Bunning, the first pitcher to strike out 200 in each league and win 100 in each league, and a no-hitter in both leagues. Didn't Pappas win 100 in both leagues? Milt Pappas? I could be wrong about that, but that just popped into my head. It's funny how when we get older, the long-term versus short-term memory. I can remember some of those old things. I can't even tell you who the batting champions were last year. Isn't that sad? That's age-appropriate memory, I guess. Oh, and Pappas did it after Bunning, yes. So here's Santo now. Bunning's in trouble. The windup on the pitch is a 3-5. That's going to be a single to 10, and it's a 9, and it's in there. Knocked down at third base by Allen. He won't have any play, and that's going to go as an infield single for Ron Santo. And they're heating up in a hurry down there in that Philly pen now. One more run this inning will fatigue Bunning. And here's Ernie Banks. Banks flew out to center his first time up. From the stretch now, it's a 5-5, swung on and missed strike 3. So Bunning fans Banks, 1 out. Bunning's second strikeout of the game, and here's Brown. Brown, of course, got the scoring started with a 2-run homer last inning. Bunning from the stretch, pitched to Brown on a 4-7. It's a double to 4, but on a 16, that fly ball is going to hang up for Brandt, who will make the catch 2 down. And that'll bring up Hundley. Hundley doubled his first time up. Here's the pitch to Hundley. It's a 4-6. That's a triple to 3. And look at that on a 2. That's going to be a triple for Randy Hundley, an RBI triple. Holy cow. Santo's in to score, and Bunning is fatigued. And here comes Gene Mauch. Holy cow, who would have believed it? Bunning came into this game 3-0, 3 starts, 25 and a third innings, a 2.49 ERA, and he is knocked out in the third. And they're going to go to the long man, Roger Craig, represented by this gigantic computer-only card. But they need to get some length out of somebody. He's rated 4 endurance for relief. Bunning ends up lasting 2 2/3 and is chased. He allows 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. 6 runs so far. Hundley on third base, still his responsibility. He didn't walk anybody. Well, how could he? He was too busy grooving everything right down the middle. As Bob said, even the best have an off day, and how true that is. Excuse me. He struck out a pair. And here's Roger Craig coming on now. So an early shower for Bunning. Don Kessinger is the batter. Craig kind of a backwards righty. The left side of the card a little hard to read. Kessinger batting left-handed. Here's Craig's pitch on a 6-9, a fly ball to center. That's a can of corn for Brandt, and the side is retired. But 2 more for Chicago. On 3 hits, they leave a man. After 3 complete here at Wrigley, it's Cubs 6, Phillies nothing. Holy cow, we got an upset in the making here, don't we? Although, can you really call it an upset in baseball? CMP, about a year. What's your card set again, CMP? What card set did you get? I'm just curious. Three in the books. It's 6-0 Cubs. The Phillies will have Callison, Grote, and Allen here coming up against Dick Ellsworth in the 4th. Left on left, Ellsworth gets the sign. The windup and the pitch. A 1-8 single to 7 on a 14. That liner's going to find the glove of Ernie Banks. And there's one away. Here's a Grote now, bounced to third to do a double play in the first inning. Ellsworth the windup, the pitch to Grote, a 4-9 to the right-hander. Base hit up the middle. For Grote, a 1-out single, and for the Phils, only their second hit of the ball game. Grote not a threat to steal. And here comes Dick Allen. Not quite as scary when you have a 6-run lead. Ellsworth from the stretch, pitch to Allen, a 2-8, swung on and missed strike 3. Ellsworth fans Dick Allen. 2 down, and here's Harvey Keene. Keene 0 for 1, flew out to left in the second. Ellsworth from the stretch. It's a 5-2 to the righty. It's a base hit into right field, an open single. Callison can try to take third on that. The right fielder's Brown is 0. Callison a 15 with 2 outs, 17. He's going, and they're going to cut the throw off. No sense even trying that. So a single by Keene. Callison ends up on third. Runners at the corners, 2 down. And here's Bill White. Ellsworth staring in now, left on left as he gets his sign from the stretch. The pitch to White, a 5-8. 1-1, that's a single 2 stars, and the Phils they're on the board. An RBI single. Harvey Keene scoots around second and into third base. And it's a 6-1 game. Runners at the corners, 2 away, Jackie Brandt to bat. Brandt 0 for 1 so far. Ellsworth gets his sign. From the stretch, 4-8. Single 2 stars. And now the Philly bats are coming alive here. Keene will score. RBI Brandt, White steams into third, and it's 6-2. This could be a wild one. Oh, the new card set. Excellent, excellent. So it's a pre-order. Oh, the Gunnar Henderson, that should be magnificent, yes. 67 would be nice, too. Okay, runners at the corners. 2 down, here's Euchre. He doubled his first time up. Ellsworth from the stretch on a 6-2. Tapper down to short. Kessinger has it. He'll go the short way to Stewart, and that will retire the side. The Phillies score 2 on 4 hits and leave a pair. And it's 6-2 Chicago as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Here's Roger Craig again. Ellsworth will lead things off. Left-handed batter, 2W. Craig, the windup and the pitch. A 5-10 to the left-hander. Fly ball to right field and playable for Callison. He's right there to make the catch, 1 away. And that'll bring up Tony Taylor. Wait a second. No. Got the wrong team there. That'll bring up Adolfo Phillips. I beg your pardon. One out, here's Phillips. Craig into the windup, right on right. 1-6, he walks him. So a 1-out walk to Phillips, and he's got wheels. Star 15. Craig, a terrible hole to +4. Euchre, a +1. He'd be a 20 not held. Held, he's a 1 through 18, and he's going to try for that lead. 3 through 7. On an 8, he does not establish the good lead. What would he be without it? 20 minus 4. Geez, he's still a 16. Here's the pitch to Stewart, and there he goes, 1-16. The throw, he's out! Holy cow, what a throw by Euchre. Caught stealing, Adolfo Phillips. Phillips was 2-1. He's 2-2 now in stolen bases. 2 steals, 2 caught stealing. Or 2 steals in 4 attempts, another way of saying it. He's been a little unlucky there. 2 down, nobody on, and here's Williams. Williams homered his last time up. No, I'm sorry. Stewart's still at the plate. Get your head in the game, Steve. Stewart at the plate when Phillips was caught stealing. Here's the next pitch to Jimmy Stewart. 6-10 to the left-hander. Fly ball into left field. Keane backing up a bit and makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. There was a walk and a caught stealing. We played 4, and it's 6-2 Cubs. I'm going to take a quick break and put some Sustain in my eyes. Okay, we are back. Thanks, guys, for bearing with me there. Another thing about doing a late game is the later into the day it gets, the drier my eyes get. Top of the 5th inning, it'll be Craig. He's a 1-hitter. He's pitched an inning and a third. They'd like to get a little more length out of him. He's going to bat. The pitch from Ellsworth, a 3-7, grounder down to second base. Stewart has it. Throws him out 1 away. And here's Taylor now. Taylor 0 for 2. Ellsworth stares in to get his sign. The pitch to Tony Taylor is a 5-9 high fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Williams. That's off the wall. Williams chasing it down. Taylor rounding these into second base with a 1-out double. Let's take another look. 5-9. Homer to 8. The rolls a 16. And that'll bring up Callison. Excuse me. Callison 0 for 1 with a walk. Ellsworth getting the sign now. Here's the pitch to Callison. 6-11 to the lefty. Fly ball right field X. That's Brown, a 4E12. And here's the play. On a 16, he makes a fine catch. Fly ball A. Taylor will tag up and take third. Two down, and here's Grote. Runner on third, 2 down. Grote 1 for 2. Ellsworth with the windup. And we got a dice off the table. That'll be a foul ball and a re-roll. Ellsworth again with the windup. A 1-6, fly to center field and playable for Phillips. Phillips backing up a few steps and makes the catch to retire the side. For the Phillies, no runs a hit. They leave a man on third base. And it's still 6-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Roger Craig comes on. Craig's worked an inning and a third so far. It'll be the heart of the order for the Cubs. Williams, Santo, and Banks. Boy, that rolls off the tongue pretty, doesn't it? All 3 Hall of Famers. Craig into the windup now. The pitch to Billy. 6-9, it's a fly to center. Phillips. Brandt right there to make the catch. I beg your pardon. Fly ball to center. Jackie Brandt with the play. Here's Santo now. Santo's 2 for 2. Single twice, scored twice. And here's the pitch from Craig. That's a 4-8 to the right-hander. Base hit into left field. So a line drive single by Santo. And he's aboard with one away. And that'll bring up Ernie, 0 for 2 today. Flew to center in the second, struck out in the third. Craig set now from the stretch. 4-6 to the right-hander. That is a single. Is that an open single or a 2-star? Hang on a second now. I'm going to have to consult my computer game. 4-6 left-handed is a single to 12, 1-star. No, it's a right-hander. 4-6 is a single, 2 stars. Runner goes to third. So a base hit Ernie Banks, Santo into third with one down. And here's Brown, 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer. Phillies will be at double play depth. Craig from the stretch. And it's a 5-6, swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes Brown. 2 away, and Hundley will be the hitter. Hundley a double and a triple. Craig comes set now from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Hundley. It's a 3-8, tapper down to second. Routine for Tony Taylor. Over to White, and that will do it. No runs, 2 hits, a pair left on. We've played 5 here at Wrigley. It's 6-2 Chicago. And a cool story from CMP here. His granddad, a Braves fan, took him to Camden for his first major league game. As we move to the 6th, it will be Grote. No, it will be Allen, Keane, and White. Dick Allen to lead it off. He's 0 for 2. Ellsworth with the pitch. On a 2-8, he struck him out, and Ellsworth has fanned Allen twice today. And that'll bring up Harvey. Harvey. Harvey, Jimmy Stewart. I get it now. Is that what you meant, Franklin? Keane, 1 for 2. Ellsworth into the windup. 5-6 to the right-hander. It's a grounder to short. Kessinger has it. Over to Banks. 2 away. And that'll bring up Bill White. White's 1 for 2 today. RBI single. And a fly out to center. Left on left now. Here's the pitch from Ellsworth on a 2-7. Swung on and missed strike 3. And Ellsworth fans 2. Retires the side in order in the 6th. And Ellsworth looking mighty strong here today. Cubs with a 4-run lead, 6-2. Kessinger will be leading it off here in the bottom of the 6th. Yeah, I know what you mean, Franklin. Well, you yourself once said that your humor goes over most people's heads, so at least I don't feel alone. Here's Kessinger batting left-handed. The pitch from Craig, a 1-8 base hit into right field for Kessinger, and he's aboard to lead things off here in the 6th. And here's Ellsworth now. He's a B-bunter. He's going to lay it down. 6 on a B is a successful sacrifice bunt, so that's 2 for Ellsworth. And that will push Kessinger over to second base with 1 away. Phillips due up, Stewart on deck. Craig set now. Here's the pitch on a 1-4. Struck him out. So Phillips down on strikes. It'll be up to Jimmy Stewart. Stewart 0 for 3 so far. Downing lefty against the righty Craig. And here's the pitch. A 4-10 fly to center field. That's going to be playable for Brandt, who makes the catch for the out. No runs, a hit, 1 left on. We've completed 6, and it is 6-2 Chicago. Ellsworth getting loose to start the 7th. He'll be facing the bottom of the Philly order, Brandt, Euchre, and the pitcher's spot. So that'll probably be it for, most likely be it for Roger Craig. Here's Brandt now. Ellsworth winds and deals. 5-3 to the right-hander. Grounder to first base X. That's Banks, a 3E13. And here's the play. On an 11, it's the error rating. So we have a roll of a 9 on a 13, and Banks can't handle it. It's an error. 1 base error, Ernie Banks. And Brandt is aboard. The Cubs' second error of the ball game. And here is Euchre. Euchre 1 for 2. Ellsworth from the stretch now. The pitch is a 1-4, fly ball to right field and playable for Brown. He's right there to haul it in. 1 away, and now we will have a pinch hitter for Roger Craig. Craig went 3 1/3. Nice job. He's a 4 for endurance, so that's about his limit anyway. All 6 runs charged to Bunny. Very nice relief appearance for Roger Craig. He gave up 3 hits, no runs. He walked 1 and struck out a pair. Let's take a look at Craig's real-life numbers. He came into the game with 2 appearances, a 3.60 ERA, and 5 innings of work. So he improved on that with today's effort. And now we'll have a pinch hitter against Dick Ellsworth. Man on first, 1 down. Let's see, in real life, they used only Gonzalez, and that was as a defensive replacement. So in this situation, the pinch hitter is going to be Cookie Rojas. Rojas where the hell is he? There he is. Rojas comes in hitting .214, 9 for 42, no homers, 2 ribbies. Ellsworth from the stretch. The pitch to Cookie is a 3-7, grounder to third base. That'll be a force play. Sano has it down to Stewart, and that's all they'll get. Brandt is forced, Rojas to first, and Tony Taylor will be the batter. Ellsworth from the stretch now. Gets the sign from Hundley. Pitch to Tony Taylor, a 3-9. Homer to 5. Is that not laying flat? It's not. That's going to be a re-roll on the 20. 3-9, homer to 5. Fly out, and he flies out to left. Pins Williams back against the wall, but he does make the catch for the out. No runs, no hits, a man left for the Phillies in the 7th. And now they're going to need a new pitcher. And we're going to give Chris Short some work. No, I don't think we're going to do that at all on second thought. They're going to bring in Larry Jackson. Hang on, I need to check something before I do that. No, they can't use either of those guys. I beg your pardon. Those guys are set to start the next 2 ball games. So that leaves Herbert out. That means that Rick Wise is going to get the call. I don't want to use anyone in relief who's going to come back and start tomorrow or the next day. I mean, these things are going to happen from time to time through oversight, but I try to avoid it when possible. Try to keep it real, in other words. So here's Wise on to pitch to the Cubs. They've got the heart of the order due up here in the 7th. Williams, Sano, and Banks. Well, that's the 3rd time I've said that today. Thank you, CMP. Thanks for popping in. Thank you, everybody, for joining me this evening. Here's Williams now. Wise ready to work. Here's the windup. The pitch to Williams, a 3-11 base hit up the middle. Just missed a blast. So Williams showing signs of coming out of his funk here today. And here's Ron Santo. Wise getting his sign from Euchre. Staring in now. He goes from the stretch. Pitch to Santo, a 3-8. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And down goes Santo. Santo was 3 for 3 prior to that strikeout. And here's Ernie, 1 for 3. Rick Wise ready to go now. The pitch to Ernie. A 4-4 to the right-hander is a fly ball to center field X. That's Brandt, a 3-5. And here's the play. On a 19, Brandt drifts over and makes the catch for the out. So Banks retired 8X, 2 down. And here's Byron Brown. Brown 1 for 3 with a homer. Wise from the stretch. 1-4, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Wise strikes out 2. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We played 7, and it's still 6-2 Chicago. Ellsworth rated a 7 for endurance. Has shown no signs of fatiguing to this point. And it will be Callison, Grote, and Allen due for the Phillies. Lefty on lefty, Ellsworth into the windup. Pitch to Johnny Callison, a 6-7. Grounder to second base X. That's going to be Stewart, a 40-41. And here's the roll on the play. On a 15, he's got it, throws him out. Nice play, Jimmy. For a 3X, 1 away, and here's Dick Grote. Grote 1 for 3 today, as Ellsworth gets his sign from Hundley. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 3-9 against the lefty. A tapper down to shortstop. That's going to be Kessinger. Over to Banks, 2 down. And that'll bring up Dick Allen. Allen 0 for 3, struck out twice against Ellsworth. Ellsworth. And I've got a dice down on the floor somewhere. There it is. Oh my goodness. There's nothing sadder than an old man crawling around on the floor looking for a die. Here's the pitch to Dick Allen. That's a 5-5 to the righty. Fly to left field. That's playable for Williams, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Dick Ellsworth. So what a game by Dick Ellsworth. Rick Wise will come out for his second inning of work. It'll be the bottom of the order for Chicago. That's Hundley, Kessinger, and Ellsworth. Oh yeah, he's going to bat. Wise into the windup. The pitch to Randy Hundley. That's a 3-6, swung on and missed strike 3. So Wise has come on throwing some heat so far. That's 3 strikeouts for Wise. And here's Kessinger. Kessinger hitting lefty. Pitch from Wise, a 3-7, fly ball into right field. Can of corn for Johnny Callison. And quickly there's 2 down in the 8th. And Ellsworth will bat, left-handed hitter, W. The pitch from Wise on a 3-8, a grounder down to third base. Dick Allen has it. Over to first, and a 1-2-3 inning for Rick Wise. I tried to make that look better, and I just made a complete mess of it there. There we go. Let's clean that up a little bit. We go to the 9th. It's 6-2 Cubs. And can Ellsworth finish it? We've seen this story before, haven't we? It's going to be Keane, White, and Brandt for the Phillies. Here's Keane now. 1 for 3 today. Ellsworth gets the sign from Hundley. Here's the lineup and the pitch to Harvey Keane. A 1-8 against the lefty. Base hit up the middle. Keane aboard with a leadoff single. Now there's activity in the Chicago pen. Ted Abernathy begins to loosen down there. And here's Bill White. And as Franklin says, drama time. Left on left now. From the stretch, the pitch to White, a 5-8, triple to 1 on a 2. That's a single 2-star. Base hit White. Keane's going to round and go into third base. And now one more hit or walk will fatigue Ellsworth. One more hit or walk would also bring the tying run to the plate. And here's Jackie Brandt, 1 for 3. Ellsworth trying to finish it. Abernathy's about ready. Infield back. From the stretch. Pitch to Jackie, a 6-2. Grounder to shortstop. That's going to be just what the doctor ordered. It's a ground ball A. That's going to be Kessinger to Stewart to first, double play. 1 run will score on that, but that doesn't matter. 2 down and nobody on, 6-3, and it's all up to Euchre. Euchre 1 for 3. Ellsworth trying to finish it off. Remember, one more hit or walk will knock him out. Here's the pitch to Euchre. It's a 6-8, and Euchre's got a base hit into center, and Ellsworth is fatigued. Oh, my. And the pitcher's spot due up. DeRocher's not budging. He's going to wait and see who the pinch hitter is before he announces his pitcher. So 6-3, runner on first and 2 out. They could really use a right-handed hitter here. Not much of an option. Maybe they better go with a lefty. They don't really have a good righty hitter. The logical choice, of course, is John Briggs. That's about the best they've got. And that's who it's going to be. And with a 6-3 lead, DeRocher is going to let Ellsworth pitch to Briggs fatigued. That could be a mistake. We'll see. From the stretch now, the pitch to John Briggs. We're going to dice down on the floor. It's a re-roll as Briggs fouls the first one back. Ellsworth comes again on a 5-8 triple to 1 2-star single for Briggs. And here comes DeRocher. Euchre into third. And Tony Taylor will be the batter. And that will be all for Ellsworth. So again, we've seen it how many times? Looked like he was going to get the complete game. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. Looked like he was going to get the complete game, but he doesn't quite make it to the finish line. 8 2/3 innings. Abernathy will be called upon. Ellsworth allowed 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 hits. He scattered them pretty well. He's allowed 3 runs, 2 runners on, his responsibility. He walked only 1 right around the plate all day. Struck out 3. And Abernathy, who led the club in saves with 8, will come on to face Tony Taylor. So runners at the corners, 2 away. Abernathy versus Tony Taylor. Briggs on first base. Abernathy's on the stretch. The pitch to Taylor. A 4-6 fly to right field. That's going to do it. Brown's right there, and that's the ball game. And listen to the music. Oh, yeah, it's a happy day. Happy day in Wrigley. For the Phillies, 1 run on 4 hits. 6-3 is your final. Abernathy retired his only batter. Wise worked 2 innings, 1 hit, no walks, 3 Ks. Jim Bunning, the loser, he drops to 3-1. Dick Ellsworth, the winning pitcher, he evens his record at 1-1. Your final totals for the Cubs: 6 runs on 12 hits. They made 2 errors. The Phillies, 3 runs on 10 hits. They made no errors. And thank you, Glenn, and thank you, guys. And there's Curtis. Welcome, Curtis. And Curtis has the Cubs banner on his name. We know who he was for, and it's a happy day at Wrigley. The organ is playing a happy tune, and the Cubs improved to 311 on the season, which I believe matches their actual life totals. The Phils dropped to 8-4. So what does that do to the standings? Cubs moved to 8 back. The Phils dropped to 2 back. Tied with the Giants. So that's it for me. Oh, except for one thing. The Chief Spokane Gary Player of the Game. And that's going to be a tough one today. No real standout. We have a couple of good candidates. I'm going to name two players, co-player of the game. Dick Ellsworth and Randy Hundley, the battery mates. Hundley a double and a triple, a ribby. Ellsworth the win, 8 2/3 innings. And that's all for me. I probably won't have a game tomorrow as I'll be visiting family. I might do an evening game if I get home in time. Otherwise, I'll be back with you on Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And let's see what's on the slate there. That's going to be... Oh, where is it now? That's the Chicago White Sox at the Cleveland Indians. And that will be Gary Peters for the Sox, Gary Bell for Cleveland, and the matchup of the Garys. So that's it for me, folks. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody.